Do you like gambling? Of course you do, you're weebs, you're all gacha addicts. Introducing the gambling addict's dream, Kakegurui. If you enjoy gambling, hot waifus, and hot waifus getting wet over the possibility of being shot in the head, then you might enjoy this anime. Okay, I know everyone's already watched it and I'm 5 years late, but let me talk about my gambling addict, okay? Kakegurui is unlike anything I have ever seen before, and I mean that. It's not the small type of weird, like eating pizza with a fork, no. It's the big weird, like eating glass, or eating glue, or jacking off to Donald Trump hentai. Kakegurui takes place in a privileged school in Japan, but instead of perfect grades and your daddy donating 7 buildings for status, all you need are godlike gambling skills. And by gambling skills, I don't just mean your generic poker and blackjack. I mean like, hey, do you think this gun has bullets? Try shooting yourself and test your luck, You can gamble with money, of course, but you can gamble with fingers. You can gamble with your life. You can also gamble with your life. You get the point. It's gambling to the fucking extreme. I don't know where this school lies on the legal scale, but on a scale of innocent civilian to first-degree murderer, this school is probably somewhere in the realm of genocide. When I said gambling skills is your status, I meant it. Literally. If you lose a game of poker, you can become a slave and married off to some bastard politician. But well, like all good politicians, ignoring whatever legal ramifications this school may bring, the ridiculousness is part of the anime's charm. Speaking of ridiculousness, I don't exactly see myself as a psychopath. I mean, I don't particularly like yandere, and I do believe myself to be quite the functioning human being in society who touches grass semi-frequently, so why in hell do I find all these psychopath girls to be hot? Look at these expressions! Why do they have them? Why do they look hot? What the fuck happened to a poker face? I don't go when I play poker. Wait a minute. Is this a poker skill? But really, all the expressions are absolutely fantastic. It perfectly portrays the ridiculousness of the whole premise. A fucking plane crash I just can't stop watching. And of course, I'm not just talking about the art. The plot is interesting. It's unique to say the least. Throw in a completely impossible Squid Game-like situation with a bunch of privileged fucks, mix a few serial gamblers, psychopaths, and mentally ill people in the Gladiator Stadium, and boom! You've got this clusterfuck of a premise. I honestly don't think the plot is anything worth writing home about though. It's mainly the individual games that are fucking fun to watch. See, each individual gamble in the anime consists of completely different games as the so-called gamble. It's like I'm watching a high school game show with people's whole livelihood on the line. The funnest part is just seeing how the game is played out and how people mind game one-up each other Death Note style. Everyone cheats, everyone lies, everyone has the IQ of a Harvard triple PhD dickhead. It's a whole game of outsmarting your outsmarting that outsmart my outsmarting that outsmarts my outsmarting that outsmarts your outsmarting.
One eternity later.
Kakegurui would have stayed as a very fun psycho girl gambling anime if it had ended there, but it went beyond that. I don't think they are exactly similar, but the closest comparison I can weirdly give is JoJo. In a sense, they both have absolutely ridiculous scenarios that make zero sense. They both have not exactly hidden implied gayness, but at the end of the day, actually has a serious backbone of a plot. What captured me, however, wasn't the overarching plot, but the individual characters. In this school of psychopaths, there exists this heart in most characters that have a goal, an impossible dream they want to achieve. Yes, Yumiko is hot and does nothing but gamble, but it's the other characters' aspirations that really hit me in the weak spot. Remember, this school is the school for privileged fucks, the ones whose daddy owned 15 vacation homes around the world, the one whose mommy is some CEO of McDonald's. All of them are raised under such high standards and have insane expectations for themselves, and it's interesting and almost inspiring to see all of them have to essentially gamble their way up to achieve whatever they want to. But what sets this apart from many other inspiring anime is the fact that not everything is clean. Yes, you have your Boku no Hero, I will fight for justice, for my dream. Yes, you have the 10 million, oh I can't kill the enemy, killing is bad anime, and everything just works out, but not here. I don't think it would be right to call any of these people good people. Most of them cheat in gambling, some of them even essentially have slaves because that's part of the school system or something. I appreciate the fact that the anime made most of these characters in the gray territory, where they might do some fucked up shit or think some fucked up shit, but knowing their backstory and motivation still helps you sympathize or at least understand them. It feels much more realistic than a lot of anime that try to portray characters as morally perfect. Spoilers ahead, but the one that hit me the hardest was probably the idol girl, Yumemi, and no, it's not because I'm an idol fan. Yumemi is an idol who aspires to be a Hollywood actress. The only reason she even started being an idol was to get one step closer to that dream. She absolutely despises being an idol and all of her fans. In real life? Yeah, people knowing that you hate your fans is an instant cancel, you know how Twitter is. But there's something about enduring something you hate just to achieve your dream that's so goddamn relatable. I'm sure you might have gone through a job that you hate just because you wanted the money to do what you actually aspired to. Or maybe you're like me, who despises the fucking engineering degree he's doing and want to get out with every fiber of your being, but know that you can't because it's just important and it's just life responsibilities. Whatever the circumstances are, that feeling of frustration stays the same. And though I agree that she might be a shit person for hating her fans, that feeling of frustration is just so relatable. It doesn't just stop there though. In season 2, there's an episode where a Hollywood actress, the person Yumemi has been looking up to her entire life, comes to the school. Things happen and they end up gambling, and the gambling involves performance arts. I think this feeling might be very difficult to understand if you've never personally experienced it, but I'll try to explain it. When you have an impossibly large dream, there's usually someone you have looked up to for a very, very long time. You work yourself to hell to get one step closer to that dream, and one day you get the opportunity to meet that person up close. There's nothing that can replace the happiness you feel when personally meeting the person you've essentially looked up to as a god for years. Yet, there's no feeling that can replace that emptiness when you realize that you're still so far away from them. When you see their skills up close, everything about them, you can see how much of a difference there still is between you two, and you start to wonder if you'll ever make it to that position. When you're in the same room, you don't even feel like you deserve to be there. It feels like you're immortal in the same space as a god. Yet despite this frustration, it's still your dream to someday get there. You want to prove to not necessarily anyone around you, but to yourself that you can make it there. You want to show yourself that you aren't useless and can one day achieve everything you want to. And you end up with this mixture of motivation and frustration. I wonder if anything I just said made any sense. At least that's the best I could word my feelings when I experienced something similar. That episode was enough to get me to break down crying in a train. That might be a very specific feeling, but fuck did it hit where it hurt. So overall, Kakegurui is a super fun, essentially game show-esque anime to watch. Many of the games played are unique and super entertaining, but if you're like me, then maybe you'll find some deep emotional connection with one of the character motivations. Or maybe this is just a psychopath sexy anime girl gambling show and I'm looking way too deep into some character because I have problems. Either way, just watch it so you can recommend it to the normies to freak them out. Or just watch it to have an existential crisis like me. Whatever the reason, you should never give up on crazy, because crazy is hot. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you stayed all the way till the end, then I really thank you, because I realized this might have been a bit deep of a video, much more than usual for a shitposter like me. If you enjoyed, then be sure to subscribe. With that, I'll see you next time.